Today's bike of the day is an absolutely gorgeous 2016 Honda CBR1000RR SP. And when this came out, it was the top of the line Honda sports bike. Basically the best thing that they had made from a production standpoint in a very, very long time. I'm super excited about it for a couple of reasons. Maybe let's say 3 reasons. One, it is going up for sale on our auction site very soon. Our service department just finished their inspection on it. Number 2, it's going for sale with no reserve, which is very exciting. So someone's guaranteed to take this and put it in their garage very soon. And number 3, it has just 504 miles. So lots of pluses for this. I would say on top of all that, it is very, very stock. You can even see the stock pipe right there, with the exception of a couple of minor upgrades, stainless steel braking, brake lines front and rear, an upgraded master cylinder up front. We got a Brembo RCS 19, and I think that's actually pretty much it. So like I said, a very, very stock bike. I also wanted to share this because the owner has a cool history, which we'll detail in the listing that's coming up pretty soon, but I just thought it was worth a video to share with you guys as well. So again, 2016 SP, obviously in the gorgeous Repsol livery. The SPs got a few upgrades from the base model RRs, even though the base model RRs were still incredible bikes in their own right. The most notable ones, I would say, the engines were blueprinted, titanium connecting rods, certain components were hand-picked off the assembly line to make sure everything was balanced and all set there. They got upgrades in the sense of Öhlins suspension front and rear, so you had NIX 30 forks, you have TTX shock in the back, you get Brembo calipers in the front. And again, this one has a Brembo master cylinder, an RCS 19, but that was an upgrade that the seller added afterwards. The subframe, magnesium as opposed to aluminum. There's no pretense of having a passenger on this. There's no passenger pegs or anything like that. So very special bike, very special example of it with just 504 miles to be exact, and really excited for this no reserve auction that's coming up. Like I said, the other reason I wanted to share this bike is because I think the seller has a really cool story about it. So the owner of this is a gentleman named Steve who sold a couple of bikes with us recently on the auction site. One was a, modern gen Yamaha R1, the 60th anniversary in the World GP livery, really beautiful white, red, yellow bike. He also sold a Hypermotard 939 SP with us. Looks like this is the last one he's going to sell for a little bit as he pares down his collection. But for him, back in 2012, he was really on the fence between a CBR or an R1. He ended up going with the R1 mainly because it had electronic features on it at the time that Honda didn't. Say traction control, quick shifter, ride modes, that kind of thing. And he also liked, in his words, the really mean look about it, which I can completely understand. I've always thought it's a very gorgeous bike, so I don't blame him there. So he owned one of those for a while. He also picked up a Ducati 1199 Panigale, and then fast forward, so this is a 2016 model. I think he picked this up in 2017. And he got this just because it was sitting at a dealership that more specialized in cruisers and off-road bikes and things like that, so they weren't really the right place to move this kind of bike. So he was able to find it there as a leftover type of situation, and he kept it as a street bike. Obviously he didn't put a lot of miles on it. I've mentioned multiple times now it has just over 500 miles, but at the time he was, as a track bike, he was using a Yamaha R6, and he found himself a little frustrated by on a bike like that, to be going really fast or to effectively use the bike. Obviously you're up in the revs really high, and you're shifting frequently and that kind of thing. And just for him, it didn't, ergonomically wise, it didn't fit him perfectly and that kind of thing. He wasn't super stoked on it. He felt like he had to work really hard to go fast on it. On a whim, he decided to put really aggressive street tires on it, Pirelli Diablo Super Corsas, and oh, you know what? I apologize. I'm going to take that back. I think it's actually the original tires on that. I'll have to double check. But the point is, on a whim, he decided, hey, I'm going to bring this with me to the track as well with the R6. And so we did a couple of sessions in the morning with the R6. Again, just didn't feel super comfortable with it. Got on this, and he just went, the way that Honda built this for me was perfect. I think one of his aversions to it was, again, the lack of electronic features. It does not have traction control. It does not have a quick shifter. It does not have ride modes, that type of thing. But he found that the way that it's built, he just felt like it was very predictable. He really enjoyed it, and unfortunately for him, he's just kind of aging out of motorcycling in that sense, and wanted to move this on to the next owner. But he really has sweet things to say about this bike, and I just thought it was pretty cool as well. So With all that said, just to recap, really, really low mile example of a rare bike, and it's going up with no reserve. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna fire it up for you real quick. It does have the stock exhaust. It's already warm. There you go. Beautiful bike, ready to go, and you'll see it up on the auction site very soon. If you have any questions about this, let us know. We'll get back to you, and we look forward to finding this a new home. See you on the next one.